you're outside.
I am.
Why are you outside?
Some might think I'm in Florida.
Oh, it's pretty nice out, actually.
No, I figured I would sit outside. I have a new earbud that I want to test out and see if that sounds better than the other headphones I used because
Okay.
they didn't sound amazing. So just keep experimenting and see
I
what
thought you
happens.
sounded normal.
Anyway, but
Anyway,
it's nice out. I have a patio. I might as well use it.
this is true. I was out earlier because Walden was demanding it. And now he's sleeping and I'm in front of a fucking computer again, so life.
So, what is your kvetch then? Computers?
My kvetch right now is I just had what did you have for dinner?
Oh, I got a wrap from Nicholas.
Okay, cool. Big ol' tzatziki hummus,
Yeah.
meat.
Yep.
It's good stuff.
It was good. I haven't had it in a while. So it's like, you know what? Fuck it.
I had a leftover. It's still killing me. Dan Tan ramen from KO's and get the hot. And I'm like, well, that was the stupidest fucking thing to eat right before I'm going to try to talk for half an hour because I'm sweating like crazy and my throat's like, yep, okay, 2 nights in a row, dude. What are you doing?
So if you want to burn your face off,
Well, I mean, if you have a complexion of mine or lighter, get the light medium. No, I get the hot, and the hot is pretty hot. My kids like heat hot, but I feel like I can hold my own a little bit there, so highly recommend. Kvetch, I feel like
pick one. I
I
know
feel,
you have like 20.
I feel like the budget stuff is they approved the budget. It's going to go through another process. I don't feel like we need to keep dragging that through the mud.
Well, there is still going to be a monkey wrench, I'm sure, thrown in because, as far as I understand, Loretta Smith is still going to fight to try and take funding for Williams Russell and SEI and take it from other housing pots of money, quite possibly Green's social housing, because for some reason she got some shit against social housing. I imagine this goes back to Wilson.
Okay.
Because we all know he doesn't give a fuck.
Not about social housing, that's for sure.
And who's in his pockets?
I don't even fucking know. I think we talked about that last time. I don't understand the motivation. I don't see a benefit equation here, right? It
No, but there's definitely a lot of performative theatrics, political pinning groups against each other.
But it's going to be a harder slog now that most of them have, for the most part, agreed on the budget. It's going to be kind of harder to start pulling funds from other places. Councillor Green posted something, I think it was today, about I might compromise on the methodologies, but I won't compromise on my values. And I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. He gets a big hug next time I see him, assuming he wants one.
You don't run around City Hall just hugging people?
Sometimes I do, but only if I know there's an implicit, yes, you can hug me, right? Kamau Bell, the first time I saw him live was at the Hollywood Theater maybe 15 years ago. And I burst out laughing at one of his jokes. He was like, oh, okay, I said the first person that really laughed hard, I was going to give a hug. That must have been a brother. And I waved my hand. It's like, nope, not a brother. And came down to give me a big hug. And then I saw him a few years later with my middle kid, and he got up on stage. He goes, now, you people who have seen me before know that maybe I like to give hugs, but I've learned after a few tours that a 6-foot+ large black man running up to hug people can be terrifying for a handful of people out there. So I'm going to ask first from now on. And I'm like, that is a good lesson. Not that I generally ran around hugging people who weren't friends already, but now it's more implicit or non-implicit that would you like a hug? I'm learning from W. Kamau Bell. I try to learn from the best. So shout out to Kamau. One quick Kamau story. So last year or year before, I guess, he was doing some Zoom calls with his Substack folks, and I donate to it because I love him and support pretty much everything he does. And one day his mom joined. He's like, anybody have any questions for my mom? And I raised my hand and I'm like, so Ms. Bell, what do you think of your son and all the things he does? And she goes, I am the proudest mom of this wonderful young man, and on. And Kamau was like, oh, fuck. He started tearing up, and I was like, "Oh, I made Kamau Bell cry." So
Nice.
normally I try to make him laugh, but I've done that in the past too, which I appreciate. So anyway, kvetching. DHS and ICE is on the move again and amping up their efforts to detain people.
Yeah, I saw that. What else? Apparently, people can get really close to the White House and just keep opening fire, shooting.
I saw a couple reaction videos to that when one cracked me up, but it was kind of like I'm aghast that there's fire, that somebody's firing at the White House again, and then the person just kind of slowly crossed their fingers. Um, like, damn, they will come after you for that shit. Anyway, but I was like, yeah, okay, that tracks. What else?
I mean, if he had had his bunker ballroom, at least he could have been safer.
He literally said that it will be drone proof and missile proof, and we'll have a drone attack station on it. And I'm like, yeah, that tracks for a fucking ballroom. I'm like, he had his 3rd annual physical this year already today.
Yes, I saw that.
So maybe it's going to be cryogenic. He did say it was going to be hermetically sealed, and he is a germaphobe for somebody that wears a diaper. And I'm not dissing people who have to wear diapers, but for somebody who is so wrapped up in their own image and how they exist in the world, and being a germaphobe, yet exposing people to COVID and now Ebola and everything else, it's fucking bonkers. I can't hermetically sealed. I'm like, yeah, that's the biggest word you know how to use. But
So he's going for his version of an Iron Dome. Is that what he's trying to do?
I no, I did the
Like
what
the Timu version of an Iron Dome?
Timu fuck
Timu Iron Dome.
Timu Iron Dome.
Welcome to the US.
That's that's a canopy I just got in my backyard for
There
$79.
it is. That is your Iron Dome.
Uh,
That is the Alibaba Iron Dome.
hold on, I gotta yeah, the Alibaba. I gotta look something up because I can't remember the name. Bruno Ganz, who has that beautiful Downfall. It was remixed dozens and dozens of times, but Bruno Ganz, German actor, he was in Wings of Desire. He played an angel. Also played Hitler in Downfall. And there's this rant in the bunker where he is just screaming at his generals and everything else, and it keeps getting remixed into things. And this is 10, 15 years ago, whatever it was. But the first remix I saw was, "Why didn't anybody bring me my lunch?" As Hitler is frothing at the mouth, screaming at his generals, he's like, "I wanted a ham sandwich," and it was fucking hysterical. But all I can think of when the orange shit gibbon starts talking about his big ass stupid fucking ballroom is he wants to be the guy in the middle of the ballroom screaming, "Bring me a hamburger."
Oh, probably.
And that's it. That's it. He doesn't want to be around anybody else. He wants to be totally safe from any kind of Iron Dome missile attack. I don't fucking know. I don't get it. It doesn't. He's disintegrating in front of our eyes. And thankfully, the Senate declined to bring up the bill to pay for it yet again. So, speaking of Senate, hang on a second. A court in Alabama,
Refused to let the lines be redrawn, the district
right?
lines.
Yep.
Yes.
And then just now in South Carolina, I think it was the Republicans refused to pass the redistricting that the orange shit gibbon wanted on the night that voting started. And the first night of early voting, they had twice as much turnout as they've ever seen. So the upside of the Supreme Court going full on fucking Jim Crow is that people are paying fucking attention, and that's how Orban got pushed out. People just show up in fucking numbers, and it's always been about get out the vote. It's always been about that. And that's why 2020 was a debacle. That's why 2016 was a debacle, why 2024 was a debacle, because of fucking complacency, smugness, and capitulation to the right. So what have we learned, people, adults out there that are middle of the road liberal Democrats? How do we win? Repeat after us. Get out the fucking vote. Do not capitulate to the right.
Or the left sometimes.
I would rather err on the side of dealing with the fucking left that piss me off too than
Yes and no, though. I mean, how many times do you got to remind people on the left that black people are not a monolith, or that Asians are not a monolith, and then they follow
Wait,
somebody
what?
who's in it for themselves, and it all goes fucking sideways.
Wait, you're not a monolithic voting
No,
bloc? God, what have I been doing my entire life politically?
I don't know. And you're not a monolith for the Jewish population, are you? Because if you are, my God, you're doing a bad job.
God, I fucking wish I was. My politics are fucking stellar, man.
Yes, but you would be like, hang on, I have to eat. I can't talk to you right now.
You know, I got this bagel. If it sits out any longer, it'll get a little stale, and can't. Still need the.
I mean, folks on the left get swindled as fast as an old person being told that their internet is in danger and they need to pay for somebody to dig into their computer, you know?
Yeah, well, I mean.
And it's like, are you that fucking stupid? And the answer seems to be yes, yeah. I am. I am stupid.
Well, I remember in 2020 the George Floyd protests, and everybody's like, well, all black people are going to vote to defund the police. I'm like, what the fuck are you even talking about? Like, you're delusional. And, you know, these college Marxist white kids who maybe don't really have an actual black friend are just have in their head what, you know, Stokely Carmichael is their image of what all black people are. Which
and then they name their child after that or some shit, or their dog.
That was a bad example because I just walked right into that, didn't I? Or you did. I opened the door, you walked right through. Yes, exactly.
You know, your kid's name is either Banjo, Apple, Violin, Stokely Carmichael.
I knew an Apple. I do know somebody who went by Apple.
Yeah, no, please don't name your children after food.
I don't know that was their actual name. It's just what they went by. I'm like, I guess it's better than
Brisket. My child's name is Brisket.
See, I'm still suffering from the very hot ramen, and you're so much quicker than me today.
Wait, I know. I really love Asian people. I'm gonna name my child Kimchi. Oh, you
I was
fucking
just
racist.
thinking that. No, I should have blurted it out. I was just thinking that, like my next kid will.
Like, oh, how's your Asian fetish going? Great. I named one of my kids Dumpling, and the other one's named Kimchi. I'm gonna vote Democrat. No, even better. I'm going to vote for Jill Stein because I actually don't give a shit about black people.
Oh my God. No, one of my favorite jokes, it goes something like, man, you really fucking hate right-wingers, don't you? Like, yeah, fucking nuts. You really fucking hate right-wingers. Like, well, and you really hate liberals too. Like, yeah, liberals are fucking useless. They're just like right-wingers. Like, well, so you're all down with the left. And like, no, they fucking drive me crazy. And it's just like, yeah, that is, yeah. It's why you can't get shit done. Because when you're centered around hatred, it doesn't matter what your politics are. You just want to go hate on people, right? And then if you're centered on, let's not upset anybody, then you have your party. Then if you're on the left, you have 14 people in a room and 73 factions. And it's just...
who all say give everyone grace and then nobody can make a decision.
That too, right? Or
because everyone's afraid to make somebody else uncomfortable. And it's like, well, if we decide that, what if that person over there doesn't, maybe we won't, you know what, let's not decide on anything.
Or really okay with making someone uncomfortable and something that is really incidental and not related to whatever you're trying to get done. But I always expect that they're just COINTELPROs.
My favorite is when it seems to be everything is chill and then something happens and it's like, oh, this is not chill and laid back. You've actually just been waiting for a moment to take over and state your opinion and state it in such a nice passive way that it sounds like you're being really open-minded and you're not shitting on anybody. But hey, thanks so much for your hard work. And they open it with, hey, friend. And it's like, fuck you, I'm not your friend.
Yeah, don't ever fucking call me friend. Yeah, don't say nice things to me.
Just be honest. I'm a micromanager and I'm taking it back.
Yeah, please just be honest. That is the main thing. Is like I have an agenda I want to get it done, and I'm
Mhm.
gonna ram it through everything else, and just be honest about it, rather
But
than
I'll
like,
have a committee where everyone can state their opinion, and then I can still do whatever I want. So it doesn't look as totalitarian as it is.
and that's the thing that I think people don't realize, that hardcore leftists aren't into liberal democracy. It's like, no, you join the collective and you get the tubes plugged into your head, and you fly around in a cube with us, or you're the wrong kind of Marxism. So, so
Yeah.
anyway.
I mean, it's not that different from, in the Matrix where it's like you're just another battery pushing the same agenda that at least you quote unquote agree with, or you
Yeah.
don't know, or it looks good. Or it's like, yeah, I'm going to march for Black Lives. And then you don't realize that the group you're marching with maybe just took the money and ran.
Is
And are
that a
you going to hold them
Cascadia flag
accountable? And you're like,
behind you?
what?
Is that a Cascadia flag behind you?
No, who do you think I am?
I saw green and white, and I'm like, ah, okay, there we go. Good job.
Cascadia. Jesus.
I
We're
was
just
gonna
talking
say,
about how we don't like people on the
I
left, right,
was
or
so
middle.
surprised. I was like, I do have a
Cascadia.
Cascadia flag, and I do like it, but not for the reasons everybody else would think. But
I mean, it's not a bad looking flag, but you
that's
really
a
think I'm
great
gonna have one
looking
of those?
That's great looking flag, but I'm not into the fascism of the Green Party either. So I do believe in the bioregionalism concept, though, because that kind of speaks to how we realistically disconnect from the rest of the country, because we won't let you get over the Cascades. Fuck you. Anyway,
By the way,
yes.
do we want to talk about renaming Cesar Chavez Boulevard and how that's going?
Yeah, absolutely.
Why did that become like a little tug of war between different people on council?
Who's against it?
No one's against it, but
No.
it seems to be that somebody wants to be owning it. Why do we have to?
Just make
Or
it
somebody wants more
unanimous.
credit.
Yeah, I cannot remember the coach's name, but there was a building on Nike campus named after him.
Oh,
And
okay.
years after the allegations of the serial abuse and horrible things he did to the athletes, they finally renamed it to, I think, Zero was the building or something. And somebody in the intranet chat, when they announced it, said, "About fucking time." And it's like, I like that somebody spoke up like that, right? On the internal chat. But it shouldn't be a controversial thing. It's like the dude has all these allegations against him, largely substantiated through multiple people. Change the fucking name. Everybody gets credit. Not that hard. Why they
Mm-hmm.
named it, I do get, like, if it was Forest Grove, where they have tons of migrant workers, I get it, right? We don't have
Right.
tons of migrant workers on 39th Avenue in Portland. It's like, Rosa Parks is a great human being, but why name it Rosa Parks? There's local people you could have named it after,
Oh,
right?
there's a Rosa Parks everywhere. There's an MLK everywhere. There's an
Yeah,
MLK in France.
yeah. Well, I mean,
But there's
the French are egalitarian like that. So
well, France is very interesting. They love Black Americans who did a lot of civil rights things, but they really shit on their own Black French
well,
citizens.
there is no race in France. You are all French. There's no distinction. You can't. I actually had a journalist explain this. A black woman from France who's a journalist explained this to me, that it's really hard to sue for race discrimination, because
Yeah.
you're just French. There's no distinctions whatsoever.
Right.
But it's really clear.
When I was taking that race and media class, we had people talk about that and how
No.
it allows for racism to persist though.
Oh yeah. It's like free
Yeah.
speech. Free
Yeah.
speech exists just for people in power who can get away with it. But if you're the
Yep.
wrong person free speeching,
And
you
you're
get.
not then what the hell is wrong with you and you shouldn't be allowed to talk.
Yeah, I think I told this story before on the podcast, where I had the good fortune to travel abroad summer 2024, and I was talking with a French poli-sci history professor, and it's
Hmm.
right after Macron just barely held the coalition together to stay prime minister, president, prime minister. My brain is just tonight. Anyway, I asked her, like, what do you think about that? Oh, he's such a fucking pig. I hate him. He's done horrible things. He's selling the left down the river. He's doing terrible, terrible shit. Thank fucking God he won, because the alternative was the fascist. So, I mean, I appreciated in that moment the acknowledgement that he's just not a good person. He's doing terrible things, but thank fucking God it wasn't the other guy. Right.
Right.
And there's a practicality behind a lot of the politics abroad, especially because when you deal with a parliament, you can't just be, I'm on this side, I'm on that side. You actually have to, have a conversation and do a coalition and get anything done. And that's not a bad thing necessarily, unless you're the Israeli Knesset that just keeps going straight. It's too depressing what's happening there right now. What were we talking about?
Southeast 39 Cesar Chavez, and
Oh, yes. Thank you. That was a tangent.
how Councilor Avalos had suggested a name, but apparently we cannot name streets after people who are still alive.
Right.
So Smith wants it to be called the Spanish, I believe it's the Spanish word for farm worker, just Farm Worker Boulevard. However, she wants to fast track it and not need the signatures or community input or public input that you're supposed to give for renaming your street, and just shove that shit on through. It'll cost us about 1.4 million to change all the street signs.
How much did
Which was going to cost anyway.
How much did it cost us to change all the parking signs that they haven't changed back? Any idea?
Let me see.
Because they just went straight for that.
It cost us approximately $100,000 to update the parking signs about the extended parking times, even though some of those were stickers and not even a sign change.
Why can't we just put stickers over them?
To print those stickers and then have your little sticker person come out and put the little sticker on and then fuck it up and take the sticker off and put the sticker back on.
$1.4 million for the sticker person?
I'm pretty sure we could hire our 20-year-old and give him a wrench and be like, dude, I'll pay you $45 an hour. Just go down 39.
Who's the prolific tagger that has to do all this community service and everything?
Is it Neckface?
I can't remember. Well, let's just hire a tagger to go tag all the street signs and do some nice art.
You know, they'll do it in a night.
Yeah, exactly.
What is that? How many miles long is 39th? They'll have it done in a night.
Yeah, one night. I mean, granted, we'll have to have everybody stay indoors due to the fumes, but anyway.
But yeah, so apparently everything has to be a fight. Everything comes down to who's the person whose name gets to be on it. You know, Loretta Smith renamed Cesar Chavez, or Loretta Smith is funding SEI, or Loretta Smith is going to fund the police. And Dan Ryan finds it absurd that we didn't want to, whatever. I didn't read his newsletter. I get it. And I was like, I can't with you today.
Not in the mood, Dan.
But I think he's disappointed in his colleagues.
I mean, when isn't he? The saving of Station House 22 was interesting. I didn't go back to see a final vote and who voted what, but I was really upset with Dan until I realized what you had tipped me off to it, that he was trying to do everything he could to save it. He was just trying to do it in a different manner. But the overall argument I don't agree with, and this was the Oregon editorial a couple days ago. Fucking editorial board. I love their headline about like progressive leftists losing by a small margin. And then, like, everybody just trounced the rank and file. But anyway, they had an editorial a couple days ago about how we can't possibly affect our credit rating because it'll really hurt us down the road. And guess what? That is actually true. But we're talking about fucking people's lives in the meantime. And how many people are you willing to sacrifice to have a better fucking credit rating that you could always fix down the fucking road? So, Oregonian, editorial board. Angry.
Yeah, I mean, that became a very large chunk of some of the budget stuff. And Fertile Guinea was asking clarifying questions like how much does this affect, how big a deal is, and I will say she asked very good questions because I didn't quite understand how this could hurt. What pisses me off is whoever she was asking, I forget the names of all the little people who run up to the table and say, I don't know, in various ways, is that they basically said, oh no, but it could.
I'm so glad I missed out on that.
Well, last week I was having like a stroke every 5 minutes. How does this person have a job? They make more money than me, and then they just sit there and go, well, we this is something we've been talking about, and we won't know until August or September when we do the fall Tau. But this is possibly what it could be. So this is why we gave the budget the way we did. And Wilson thought it was a good idea, but yes.
And that's
it's like,
why,
did you answer the question? No.
once again, another lesson to everybody listening. Do you do austerity measures at the beginning of the budget season? No, you do not. Do you want to know why you don't do that? Because you don't know what the fucking money situation is until you're a quarter to a third of the way through the fucking year to begin with.
The thing is, they do know because they know from year to year on average what the patterns are for each department. Now, if departments are substantially changing, yes, you can assume there will be some unknown variables. However, like Prosper Portland, not that much has changed. We always know Prosper Portland has somewhere between 4 million and 10 million every year that rolls over into the next year's budget.
No.
None of these departments start at zero. Some may start in a deficit, but almost all of them have a reserve.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that's why
So what's your cash on hand, sucker?
that was half facetious, but also the fact that they're now, the city council is auditing the bureaus, and that's going to be an ongoing thing.
And they all think they're in trouble because of that. And it's like, no, not really. You're not really in trouble.
You're not in trouble unless you've been fucking lying about how much money you got. And if you have, then you're going to be in trouble. And guess what? You deserve to be in trouble.
Yeah, if you didn't do anything wrong, why are you looking guilty?
That argument does not work in all situations.
I know, but there is a moment where it's like, why does Donnie Oliveira look that guilty? What do you do? What do you know?
Right.
Should we hold you upside down and shake you and see what comes out of your pocket?
Probably.
You should be fired. I'm sorry.
No, absolutely should be. And we know the Blazers are going to go away, so we should cancel that entire deal anyway.
That's okay.
And just move the Fire into, I was going to say McNichols Arena. What the fuck, man? I am having a senior evening. My God. McNichols Arena, that's Denver, Colorado. Moda Center.
Yes. No, we'll just have the Fire. The Fire can be our team. That's it. We don't need an NBA. We have a WNBA.
When your dad starts just like spouting things from his childhood, it's time to start looking at the homes.
All right, we're going to talk to your kids.
They're going to be like, nah. They already told me, like, Dad, you need to get rid of all your shit because if there's still this much of it when you're gone, we're just burning it all. And I'm like, that's fair. We're not going to go through it. I'm like, I wouldn't either.
Any final things to kvetch about? Is there a PSEP meeting coming up?
Oh, God, yeah. Well, the independent monitor is probably still doing introductions half an hour into their thing tonight. So
can anybody attend that meeting, or is it just for a special?
All virtual, or not all virtual. I mean, there's a virtual thing for it, but yeah, anybody can attend. I did not go in person because I'm tired, and you had to RSVP ahead of time, which is a little weird. PSEP had offered to host it, and they declined.
I do remember that being an offer. Is there a reason you were rejected?
Independent. They're the independent monitoring team. So
who's on the team? Do you know offhand?
On the team? Yeah, Mark P. Smith, Antoinette, come on, a few other people.
I'm sorry, I'm just thinking about that one PSEP meeting with the phone at the sky. It's like, girl down. Somebody check on her. Is she okay?
Someone send PSR. Oh wait, they're off duty right now.
Wait, they're not 24/7.
It's after 6. We'll have to dial 911. Anyway, they did just finish intros.
Oh my God, you're gonna have to go. You're gonna have to get in there.
Tomorrow night.
To say hi to them. Point your phone at the sky.
Tomorrow night.
Point your Zoom camera. Fucking tree. And just be like, what happened? We don't know. It's just down. Just fucking down. Just for the whole time. And then don't move it and make somebody think you felt like you like, oh shit, Kip needs life alert.
Nope. Tomorrow night.
People gotta check themselves on camera before they attend a fucking Zoom meeting.
Tomorrow night is the PCCEP steering committee meeting where we will talk about our proposed agenda for the
Yep.
following 12 months. And we're going to have quarterly steering committee meetings apparently to check in on how we're doing against our agendas, which is better than the yearly meeting that we've had previously. We'll see how all that works out. But yeah, if you're listening to this tomorrow before 6 o'clock, come join us and tell us what you think about our agenda.
And it's at the Portland building, and there's going to be food?
Yes, actually, it is a hybrid, so you can attend remotely, but it will be at the Portland building, and I think it's going to be Mediterranean food. So
I think that's what it was last time. That worked out pretty well.
yeah, no, that's pretty tasty stuff.
Well, I am pretty sure Vicky Payne and Tiana Tozer will be there, so please send them my love. Ask them if they want a hug and tell them the hug comes from me.
You should show up so we can, when they get in your face, they can be removed.
I can't. I am volunteering tomorrow night. So
Okay, good for you.
I do it every couple of months, and it's for low-income folks.
Right on. Good.
So
I will.
legal help for low-income folks, because
Thank you for doing that. Thursday is a CBPA thing.
I thought it was Wednesdays. Did they
It
move?
is, but this is a different thing. I forget what. Hold on, let me see if I can find it.
Is it one of the subcommittees? Did they finally get a sub?
I don't know. What did I see? So yeah, May 28th, public meeting, 7:15 to 8 p.m. Notification of upcoming executive session and public meeting. Learn more about the Office of Community-Based Police Accountability.
Okay.
Or that's all the screenshot I saw. It says so. There's something going on Thursday with CBPA for 45 minutes.
Are you gonna watch?
Not if they're not going to feed me there. I'm not.
Wait, there's 2 meetings. So yeah, there's the executive session from 6 to 7, and then 7:15 to 8 o'clock is the one that everyone can go to. That's what I'm seeing.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, the 45-minute one. Here's the agenda: meeting called to order, roll call,
That's
public comment, presentation from the court-appointed independent monitor,
God.
adjourn. So it's really just about the independent monitor.
Why? What is the? Okay.
Well, you know what? They should know. They should know who that is. They should know what's going on. They should know.
No, they absolutely should, but they should be attending tonight. Now that introductions are done after half an hour.
Well, was there any food?
We've actually picked on them about this before. That we gave them feedback that introductions should take no longer than 10 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, clearly, it took 1/4 of the meeting. No,
Well,
I'm sorry, 1/3 of the meeting. It's an hour and a half long meeting.
Just
But
name and
everything's in
pronoun.
substantial compliance. It's all good.
Name and
Everything's
pronoun.
fine.
That's all we need to know about these people. Name and pronoun.
Everything's fine.
This is why nothing gets done.
But
this is called collaboration.
This is fine.
Yes. This
That's
is
fine.
and this is how Portland collaborates. So we go around the room. How do you feel?
Portland coagulates? What?
This is how Portland collaborates.
Let's all coagulate together, people.
You go around the room, you talk about your favorite season. What's your favorite season?
Let's do an icebreaker. How clumpy are you?
And now that we all know that, does everyone have a problem with the agenda? Should we move something around? Should we add something?
I took some aspirin earlier. I don't think I can coagulate as well as the rest of you.
I had too much garlic. I think I'm awfully thin.
Boy. All right.
Okay. All right.
That part needs to stay. I'm being coagulative instead
And what are the
of
little
collaborative.
what are all the little white organizers going to do with themselves?
They will be expelled by the coagulation.
No, okay.
When you said little white, I'm thinking little white blood cells and coagulation, and I'm just.
All these little white people are going to be sad. They're just going to have to go sit in the park now and I don't know, what do they do? Tie a slack line and walk back and forth?
Yeah, sit in the park and be afraid of anybody that doesn't look like them. So
yes,
and then scream about how the police aren't protecting them. Anyway, all right, I'm gonna go join this independent monitor thing.
All right,
Portland is also on Facebook and Instagram, and we have event listings and updates on our website, progressportland.org. There's a content form on our website if you'd like to help out or have questions or comments. Our theme music is by the Portland band Helvetia.